I certainly hope he does.
Mm.
Yeah, fucking Twitter, man. They post this video. This whoever this dude was, I don't even know who it was now. Post this video of these two idiots in a store. I guess the black chick was like the employee at the store, and I don't know what he did to piss her off. And he's a black guy.
He probably asked for assistance.
Bam!
You think
right
I'm
out
flying? Yeah.
Very possibly.
Was it
so.
Walmart?
Like, no, it didn't look like Walmart. It looked like a dollar store kind of thing.
Close enough.
Not a big stretch from Walmart. Yeah, I was just gonna say pretty much the same damn thing. But he had like long dreads or whatever, and his buddy, the good friend that he is videotaping the whole fucking thing. And basically, this girl's going off on him like, "You're leaving the store. You're leaving the store." And she's grabbing him by the hair, and I mean, she is pulling this boy's hair badly. And she's a big girl. You know, she's a good 185, easy 185. And she's pulling on him and tugging on him. And his buddy's recording the whole thing. "Don't touch him, man. Don't touch him, man. I got all this on tape. Don't touch him, man." And she's like yanking him around and throwing him around. And I'm watching this video. Well, the dude who posted the video, and it's neither of these people, he said, "Would you have hit her? As a guy, would you have hit her?" My response was, "I'd knock her the fuck out." And then Twitter bans me saying that it's harassment and attacking an individual. Fucking, the dude asked for an opinion. I gave him one. It's called freedom of speech, motherfuckers. So I disputed it.
Yeah.
And I said, I told him, I said, it's freedom of speech. The guy asked for an opinion. I didn't attack the people in the video. I don't know who the hell they are. They're not linked to it. Well, after a day, I realized Elon fired everybody. They're never going to get around to, reviewing my dispute. And while I wait for them to review my dispute, I'm still in suspension. So I have the choice of waiting indefinitely or just saying, fuck it. I'll acknowledge that I, offended you and start my penalty time. So it, supposedly about 6 days and 15 hours or some such shit. We'll see. But fuck Twitter, man. Look, I'm a big fan of everything Elon has done. Every bit of it.
Yeah.
Blowing open the curtain and showing exactly how corrupt it's been used. Not that we didn't need to see that. We already knew if you have half a brain in your head. But it's just nice to have the proof now that we've all, it's not a conspiracy theory anymore, motherfuckers. It's called proof and evidence. Smoking gun.
Right.
Hello, Chuck, and thank you for coming back, man. We had a little slow start here.
Yeah.
Purist in the house. It's been a minute. How you doing? So anyway, that's what happened on Twitter. I basically said that I would knock the bitch the fuck out, and they decided that's harassment, even though the bitch in the video has no idea I said it.
Right.
I look at it this way. There was a day in our country's history where you're a man, you don't touch a woman. No matter what.
Right.
That day is gone, bitch. You want equal rights.
Well, I was also taught that if you're going to fight like a man, you're going to get knocked out like a man.
Well, I look at it this way. You want equal rights?
I will restrain as much as possible. But if you go to punch me, you best believe I'm swinging back. Because when I used to work as a bouncer in the bars up in New York, a chick found that out real quick, and I felt bad about it because I didn't know it until I had. Okay, so here's the whole story real quick. I'm working in the bar. Her boyfriend's like 5'0", drunk, thinking he's big and bad, comes up and starts talking shit to me, and I grab him by the throat and pick him up and start to carry him out the door. Next thing I see out the corner of my eye is somebody with a beer bottle up over their head. I swing back, break their nose, turn around, and it's his girlfriend. So,
whoopsie.
You're going to fight like a man, you're going to get hit like a man.
It happens, man. That's just a reality.
Yeah. But for Twitter to, especially since, like you said, it wasn't directed at the people in the video, you responded to the question that was asked.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they posted the video.
To wait it out, they probably would have sided with me. But who knows when someone's going to get around to looking at my dispute when they've fired half the company.
Right.
Chuck wants to know, how many stitches did Gunther get? I don't know. They said it was a botched chair shot, and I'm like, no, it wasn't. He hit him perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
Botched the bat. He fucking hit him.
Well, I think he was supposed to just swing at him, but when Ricochet went over that top rope,
he did swing at him.
I know, but I think he
swung.
Yeah, but I don't think he was supposed to swing like that. It was supposed to be one of those, oh, I tried to hit you, but Ricochet just went full force and was like,
bunting in wrestling. There's no bunting in wrestling.
It's PG era. We ain't talking Attitude Era. Back in Attitude Era, you were taking chair shots and being busted open the hard way on a daily basis.
Gunther, that's what happens when you drop all that weight. Now you're a flyweight and nobody respects you anymore. There was a day where that boy would have tried that. Was that Seth Rollins? Who swung the chair? Was it Seth?
No, it was Ricochet actually. On Friday night.
Hey, you know what? Ricochet took a little bump of his own too. He got a few stitches.
Yeah.
Nothing better than having some company in the emergency room.
They told him to pick up grow a set, and he grew a set.
Oh, lordy, lord. So let's see. Couple of things. I just got done watching Dynamite. You know, it is what it is. Thank God for the fast forward feature. That's all I can say. Fast forwarded through so much of it. But what I stopped for, of course, is MJF, just to see. I still think the worst thing ever happened to him is putting the title on him. I think it's a massive mistake, but whatever, it's done now. You got to deal with what you got. Runs a promo with Bryan Danielson. It had a couple of moments. It's nowhere near as good as him and CM Punk. And here's the problem in a nutshell with AEW. I know there's AEW fans out there that watch this and think that I'm bashing on them, and I am. But it's because they earn it. And let's see if we can't write this script the same way the WWE every Monday Night Raw. Let's write this week's Monday Night Raw coming up. Someone's going to come out and do a promo. Someone else is going to come out and challenge them on that promo. A GM-type figure is going to come out and set a matchup for later that night. Surprise! That's all they fucking do. Every fucking week. So here's AEW. Bryan Danielson now has to win every match up until February 8th. Didn't we just do this shit with Chris Jericho? Didn't we just do this shit? We know Bryan Danielson is going to win every match between now and February 8th now, okay? Don't need a friggin' gypsy to come up and get a crystal ball out and tell you that. So he's going to win every match, and then he's going to go on and take on the world champion in a 1-hour Iron Man match, which Bryan Danielson will lose because while it'll be close, maybe a 1-1 or a 0-0 in the last minute, and then something's going to happen and interfere in the match, and Danielson's going to lose. Go ahead and write this all down or save this somewhere on your iPhones or whatever device you're using, and then get back to me after February 8th and tell me I'm wrong. Why am I going to watch a product for the next month?
Right.
It's that fucking predictable. There's nothing new, and you just did it.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched Monday Raw Tuesday night when I got home from work, and I was very disappointed with it. I was like, man, it was. For the first time since Triple H took over, it's the one show. It's been the show that I was like, oh god damn, really? And I've been trying to hold out hope. I've been waving that flag, but Jesus Christ, Monday night was fucking horrible. And for it to be the first show after the new year, gee, come on.
Yeah, but what did I tell you as I was watching that show?
That you wish you were Bianca Belair for the first time?
Oh, no, well, that's different. I sent Jay a picture. There was a moment in the Bianca match where Alexa Bliss comes Bianca's on the floor near the apron, and Alexa comes scooting through the bottom rope and puts her in a hurricane runner. And I got a still shot right as she puts her legs around her. And this is the first time in my life I ever wish I was Bianca Belair. I'm like, man, that's not a bad gig at all right there. But nope. No, what I told you is maybe Vince is back and we just don't know it. Because it reeks of Vince McMahon.
Okay, well, here's the thing. You still got Pritchard in there. And he's been so far up Vince's ass for how many? And Kevin Kelly both. So Vince might not be back, but he's got those two idiots still there, and they think just like he does. So I've seen clips of that, Chuck, but I haven't seen the whole thing.
I just watched the match. Chuck, here's my problem, buddy. And I know it's wrestling. I know it's wrestling. And I get that Mikey Whipwreck was the ECW World Champion. Shit happens. I get it. If you want to explain to me, though, in a real world, how 154-pound Darby beats 300-pound monster Samoa Joe with a couple of coffin drops. If you were a 250-pounder doing a coffin drop, okay. But, you know, here in Florida, we have this thing called love bugs. Comes out twice a year. And if you've never had the experience, they're basically black bugs that look like flies for the most part. They're completely harmless. They do fuck each other a lot, and they clump together in packs of two. And they come out really bad during certain parts of the year where they're all over your car. But as you're driving, the love bug just gets squashed. They die instantly. They're so, I mean, you could and they're dead. That is Darby Allin. He is a love bug against Samoa Joe. So the coffin drop should have killed him, not Joe. There's nothing about that match that's believable. What did they put on a good match? Yeah, the choreography was good. Is there any element of that story that's believable? Fuck no. No way. Did we doubt for a minute he was going to win the championship in his hometown? I didn't. I knew he was going to win it. So there's no drama there. This is the thing that nobody gets anymore in the WWE, and they don't get it in the AEW, and that's why Impact is still where to go, because they will fuck you in Impact. They will take
okay, well, the question
that you know the out will come on, and they'll switch it.
Okay, so the question I have is, if they were going to give the belt back to Darby, why not just have him take it from Wardlow? Why'd you have to do the whole let Joe squash Wardlow and then Darby Allin squash Joe?
Because it's a real simple answer to that. Joe is a monster. A monster beat a monster. Darby's a flea. They're not going to have a flea beat Wardlow.
But then the flea beat the monster who killed the monster.
They don't give a shit about that.
That don't make sense.
It's old news now. That's old news. Nobody even remembers it. It's all gone. It's all water under the bridge, you know. It only tarnishes Joe's history. It doesn't tarnish Wardlow's in any way. So, I mean, if I was going to go that route, that's what I would have done too. I just wouldn't have gone that route.
And I guess Joe still has one belt. So. Right, they do. They all do it. They all do the same shit.
No, I'm going to disagree with Impact. Where does it show me where Impact?
Oh, I didn't see Impact.
Yeah, show me where Impact's doing the same thing. I'm watching it religiously. Show me it's the same. The reason I watch it is it's not the same.
But I agree. Yes,
I'm not saying they don't have some predictability. It's like I've said that right here on this channel, that Josh Alexander hasn't had a match yet as champion where I thought there was a shadow of a doubt he was going to lose it. And I don't see one on the horizon yet. But Mike Bailey made
WWE does it all the time.
Oh, WWE's terrible at it. And I just said that I said, let's book next Monday's Raw. You're right. Yeah, they do. And that's why it's unwatchable. It's unwatchable. But again, you guys are promoting, and you guys being AEW, WWE, you are promoting the most easy to predict I'll say, like, usually at WrestleMania, they'll throw a curveball at us. Why the fuck are you not doing that all year long? Why do you have to be predictable? Why can't the bad guy just win? I mean, at the end of the feud, not just in the beginning where, you know, now you got the road to redemption and all that shit. Maybe the road to redemption is you got your ass kicked again. But they don't do that. Impact does. Impact will kick your ass, and if you're a fan favorite or not, don't matter. It's just so predictable that it's unwatchable, I guess is where I'm at with it anyway. Cena looks well, Cena hasn't been in a ring in a minute, and I'm not surprised. I think
for a whole year.
Yeah. I think everyone pointed out the obvious, though, that bald spot was bad.
That's why I wear that hat.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not John Cena either, though. I mean, the guy who made an icon out of himself and the physique. And
okay, so if you know your shit's going bald like that, you shave it down like I do.
It's the back of his head. He can't see it. He maybe doesn't know. Does now.
Oh, I'm sure somebody's told him.
No, they have now. Well, he doesn't have Nikki around anymore.
Well,
yeah, I mean, with his style, dude, it's like you could buzz all the sides and the back down, just leave this stuff going on top.
Yep. Just do a military cut.
Yeah, I like that a whole lot better than his Hollywood look.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, Cena's going to be a little out of touch. I wasn't surprised. I won't say I was disappointed. It is what it is. I have a feeling we don't get to see him anyway.
I was going to say, speaking of that match, Roman Reigns got his get back on fucking KO for the slap at War Games. He hit him with that fucking Superman punch, and that eye just went whoop-ah.
Yeah, I saw the report that Vince is ready to come back, but it's great that you're ready to come back. They're not ready to have you back. Although,
here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. With that, there's a board of directors, and they have to vote him back in as chairman. He can't just say, I'm coming back. He has to be voted back in. And if this board won't vote him in, he has to wait till there's a whole new board and try to get them to vote him back in. So
I don't see him coming back.
That's the thing. It's like they have to let him come back. He can't just walk back in the door and say, I'm back. It's my shit. I'm back.
Yeah. Chuck, what year was that? How far back?
They were trying to push Kofi. Yeah.
Yeah, but how far back are we talking? I mean, 8 years?
I have to admit, I liked when he destroyed the car and shit. His NASCAR.
We're talking about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So
that was Vince. Yeah, that was Vince's doing.
That's the fact that it took them 8 years since they've had something like that. That's my point.
Yeah.
Show me something in the last decade. Impact has smaller wrestlers beating big guys, especially when it was TNA. Well, TNA, I gave up on TNA. Anything Dixie Carter, I am out. I didn't watch it. It was horrible. And I've only watched the last year, maybe a little bit more than the last year now. It took me that long to
get again,
I'm glad I did.
Yeah. But if you go with that, Chuck, you have to also look at this. How many big guys did fucking Rey Mysterio beat in WWE over the years?
And WCW.
You can't. Yeah, you can't bitch about Impact doing that when Ray did it to JBL. He did it to Batista. He's done it to. Well, he came close to beating Undertaker. I mean, just you name everybody he's went up against has been bigger than him, and he's beat them. So
and name the smaller wrestler in Impact.
And you can't give me that bullshit that it's Rey Mysterio. It doesn't matter. Small guy being a big guy, it's all the same.
Yeah, and tell me which small guy in Impact has beat a big guy, because I'm drawing a blank at the moment. They're all very average for wrestling size guys, 240s, 230s, 260 maybe. You got your Joe Dorings, your Rhinos, but these are also guys that are older and past tense now. And Doring's case, of course, he's out with the medical thing. Rhino is in his near 50s, if not.
Right.
But he's a huge human being. I mean, my God, I hadn't seen him since ECW, and seeing him in Impact back in May live, it's like, wow. Damn, that's a lot of beef. but for the most part, you know, you got your Sabins, you got your Cardonas, and I mean, these are all, you know, the guys that we wouldn't want to probably fuck with. But in the world of wrestling, they're about average size wrestlers. Not too big, not too small. So what small guy? I mean, you got the dude who's been out for a while now. He had a real serious medical scenario over in, I think, Mexico. Drawing a blank on him now. The masked guy. Oh, shit. He wrestled Charus in a really, really great match back in May when I was there live and I was promoting the shit
Was
out
it
of
Delirious?
Nope.
Okay.
Bafungu. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but he's a masked wrestler for Impact. He's still technically on their roster, I believe. And I've used him here on the channel in my little fictitious shit. I'm just drawing a
Is it Bandito?
blank on his name.
Or is he
Nope.
AEW now?
No,
Okay.
I mean, he looks.
I'm trying to think of masked people that's been there.
No, he's a Mexican.
I know the
masked
match
lucha
because that
libre
was one of the first matches I saw when I started watching
He
it
has
again.
a couple of like not the star tattoos on each shoulder area like Randy's tattoo or Edge's tattoos, but more like almost the Cross of David, for the lack of, you know, similar to that style, more or less, of the star.
Oh,
I just
okay.
can't think of his friggin' name right now. Somebody out there is going to know it. Anyway, other than him, and he's not even that small. I mean, he's probably 225-ish. He's right in there. No, they have not been the same since TNA, Chuck. I don't think you're watching. They are a whole different world from them. Emma Hawk, how are you? Everything is older.
That's
Everyone's
true.
older folks are calling me old bitch. Well, fuck you. Fuck you.
That's true too.
Storylines are not based on real situations. For the
Yeah.
most part, there's an element of truth to that. Now, again, Impact, you got the thing with Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray going on right now where there's a lot of, you know, they're pulling back on ECW history. So there's some truth being interwoven in with that. How much truth can you have anymore? I mean, you had truth with CM Punk and MJF. You had some and that was brilliant. You know, talking about the whole, you know, opportunity to get his autograph or whatever it was, and he turned him down. I forget, but it was well done. It was just friggin' phenomenal stuff.
Right.
He even had the scrum in the post conference, which was as real as it's going to get. And look how that turned out.
And when you have a bunch of new wrestlers and shit, they have no history, so there's nothing to draw back on.
Here's my ass. Care to clarify that?
They're not
I'm not
purists.
sure they haven't allowed
they're
it already.
They're
Well, he might not be sitting in the back, but you think he ain't making phone calls?
Oh, I'm
You
not
don't
saying he's not making phone calls, but to be back in and saying I'm back in charge, it'll never
it
happen.
matter?
Their stocks will drop faster than a high school girl's panties. I'm just saying. They will tank
right.
their shit if they ever let him back on the board.
Does it matter if he's there or not? If he's in Triple H's ear and he's listening to his father?
Oh no, right.
So
Yeah.
the product is still going to be shit. And
So-
the people that
so
start
why is
tuning
he-
in
so why
thinking,
is
hey,
he-
we're going to finally have something better to watch, are going to stop watching
Right.
because it's not better. It's the same shit.
Right. But that's the thing. I don't understand why he needs to say, I'm ready to come back. If he's already making calls, just sit at home and make your fucking calls.
The same reason Donald Trump can't just sit back and not be the president right now. They have egos the size of Montana. That's why. They have to have their name out there. They have to have their voice out there. They have to rub your face in the fact that, I'm back. Oh, I'm not going anywhere. Fuck you. Your day is done. Why can't I bitch about Darby?
It's just the fact. We were just stating that about small guys beating big guys. We're just saying that it's been done everywhere. It's happened. We can't. Well, we're not saying that we like it. There is
absolutely no believability in my world that Darby Allin could ever beat Samoa Joe. That's what I'm saying. There's not too many, and I would say the same for Mikey Whipwreck being the ECW champion, although they did that in a comedic way.
Right.
You know, Mikey fell into the chair. Everyone he had was by stupid accident. So from that aspect, I can accept it, okay? That's the sports entertainment aspect of it. But to try and have Darby Allin at 160 pounds with a couple of coffin drops and all. Look, if something would have happened, if referee got bumped and all of a sudden some other dude that hates Samoa Joe came in and smashed him with a steel chair, then I can buy it. But to just say that Darby Allin at 160 is going to come out there and beat Samoa Joe. No. Not going to buy it. And there's nothing that you can equate to that in Impact, not in the last year. I mean, you want to go back to Shark Boy and all that, that's Dixie Dust as far as I'm concerned. I don't do Dixie Dust. Right. WWE is coming back to England in a big way. What do you mean coming back? I know they were there. Are they going back again? And you want to talk about that? That didn't turn out so well either, man. They damn near rioted that place when the match didn't go down the way it was supposed to.
Oh, no shit.
Yes, M-Hawk, thank you. What he said. It's not that the little guy won, it's how the small guys win. Yes.
And that's why I always liked Eddie. He wasn't always the biggest guy in the match, so he used his whole lie, cheat, and steal to get the victories that he needed. Like the boot coming off and then him rolling up Kurt Angle. Yeah. That was great.
Oh, I loved it when he did the whole thing with the chair, too. Where he
that's what I was about to say next.
Act like he got whacked out with it. That was brilliant. Crazy Steve. What? First off, Crazy Steve ain't that small. He's an average guy. He's like 225, 235. But what match? Has he won a match in the last decade that I know about?
Or
I mean, he hardly even gets on TV in Impact. He's always a ringside type personality. He's a manager or an escort or whatever. He's hardly ever in the
I think
match.
I've seen him twice.
Yeah, I mean, he rarely gets TV time. But did he beat anyone? What else we got here? Sin Cara. I'm not sure what that's referring to.
Him being a smaller guy.
Being small. Every company has small guys beating big guys.
Yeah, we know. And we've stated that. I just pointed out Rey Mysterio was one of the biggest, smallest guys to beat big people.
But Rey was also way ahead of the curve. I mean, he was like the originator. His talent was so overwhelming, we hadn't seen anything like him before, that everyone was willing to overlook the size factor because of the shit he could do that we had not been exposed to at that point in history.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's just stating that it's going back that far. It's not a new thing.
And I'm still, like I said, I'm trying to think of a small guy. God, it's bugging me. I can't think of that son of a bitch's name in Impact. Laredo Kid. The Laredo Kid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, and again, he's not that small. I mean, he's not Mysterio small. He's not Darby small. He's, oh, goodness, who would I liken him to? Probably in the ballpark. He's close to RVD size. If not, he's not far off, maybe 10 pounds off.
Right.
Which isn't huge, but I'm just saying it's respectable enough to be a pro wrestler, as opposed to, you know, Rey Mysterio back in the day in ECW or ECW as well, but WCW when he was probably legitimately 165.
Right.
Maybe.
I just look at it this way: when it comes down to Darby, I probably outweigh him by 100 pounds, and I'm probably about 5 or 6 inches taller than him. And I know for a fact, on my best day, I couldn't, even in my prime, I couldn't have beat Samoa Joe in the ring. There's no way. It's just he has. I don't know. That's just. I like the Darby character, but it's just there's just some things you just, if he's with somebody like he was with Sting and stuff like that, okay, I can see them pulling out a tag team match win and stuff like that, but not on his own.
Chuck, you're lucky I'm not drinking anything right now because I'd be charging you for all my equipment. Worst wrestler, Dom Mysterio is worse than James Ellsworth. Bam!
Well, he ain't wrong about that.
Hey, Dom, I think we got a critic in the house. I don't know. I'm actually digging Dom's bad guy attempt here and the fact that he's with Mommy and Poppy and all that bullshit. Let's put it this way. He has a career today because of it. Because as Dom Ray Jr., he was going nowhere fast. But this little dweeby, greasy punk with this girl that he has no business being anywhere in the same room with in real life, it saved his ass. And I have to admit, I hate to say it, but I'm digging the character right now, only because like the last promo he did on Monday, where he spent a night in jail, and now he's talking about, well, prison changes you, and this is who I am now, and blah blah. And I lost my shit. It was honestly, that was the most entertaining point of all of Raw. I laughed so hard during that. He's got the little toothpick in his mouth and everything. I'm like, oh my god. Hey, yeah, exactly. That's what it made me think of. And he had the wife beater on, the whole 9 yards. You want me to really laugh the next time him and Rhea's on the screen and she starts to say something, and he turns around, hey, shut up, bitch. Do it. You won't, because you got no fucking guts.
Okay, well, I can see that. If he beat the hell out of Samoa Joe using the skateboard before the match, all right.
Yeah, but it's Darby with a skateboard. And it's at the beginning of the match long before. Now, the match went 15 minutes. You don't think he overcame the effects?
I don't know. Depends on where he hit him. Like I said, I've only seen clips of it. I haven't seen the whole match.
Here's how that could have worked. You have a moment. Irish whip into the turnbuckle. Last second, he go charging in. He's going to hit with a stinger splash to honor his hero. And at the last minute, Joe pulls the referee in. Who gets splashed? He's out cold. And now Darby takes the skateboard and beats the shit out of him. And by the time the referee gets up, he's hitting the second coffin drop for the win. That would have worked. Nothing wrong with that. But they didn't do that, did they? No, because Tony fucking Khan can't book his way out of a wet paper bag.
That's why you have a creative team.
It's like the NFL coaches. You have a playlist, and we're just going to play this play. We're going to play this play. We're going to play. That's all he fucking does. We're going to run the slant six. That's all we're going to do. Every week. He's got zero imagination, that boy. Zero. Well, M-Hawk at least thinks he could beat Joe. I don't, but he can. Hey, that's why it's like fine art, man. We can both look at the same picture, and one thinks it's art, the other one thinks it's a piece of shit. So. Andrew Roberts.
What's up, Andrew?
How are you? Money in the Bank being held at the O2 Arena this July. Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, neither was I. Like I said, I hadn't heard about him going back. But I guess since you're over there, you get the promo shit for that before we do. So
Purist is in Italy.
It's still, yeah, but it's still overseas, so they still see that shit before we do.
I love that logic. I'm not gonna even touch it. Any news on somebody making a movie on my fellow Texans and on Eric's? I never heard that there was even conversation about doing
Yes, actually, I have heard that
What?
they're working on one. Yes.
No shit. Who's they?
I'm not sure who's in charge of it or anything, but I know there has been talks with the remaining Von Erich family about doing a story about their life.
Wow.
So I'm kind of curious to see how it pans out.
So like actors playing the role, or one
Yeah.
of these oh.
Yeah, kind of like Chris Helmsworth playing Hogan in the new movie about him and stuff. So
Is that happening? I mean, I heard rumor about it, but I've never heard anything like they're filming.
I've seen pictures of Chris Helmsworth with the fucking Hogan mustache and everything. So
man.
Yeah. So last I heard, it was still being worked towards.
Do we want to see a movie about Hulk Hogan?
I don't know if I do or not. I'd be curious to see how well Helmsworth plays Hogan, honestly, just to see if he can get it all down, brother.
Enough to pay for it?
No, I'd wait till it comes out on Hulu or some shit, or Peacock or whatever. But
Pirates Bay.
I wouldn't go to the theater and see it.
I can pay for that shit.
Right.
It's like I'm toying with the possibility of getting HBO Max because they're going to have The Last of Us from. If you're not familiar with the video game, The Last.
I can't wait for that to come out.
Well, I thought so too until I've seen some reviews lately. Now I'm going to probably wait for it to come out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it sounds like they're taking the original content and then they're going to put their wokeness all over it.
Oh.
And I'm not playing that game. I've canceled all my subscriptions for that. So there's the answer to that question. One of us has heard about the Von Erichs. One of us hasn't. I don't understand. That's okay. And I am.
That's
human.
why we have these shows, Chuck, so we can discuss our opinions on wrestling. It's all good. Oh, that was a great. I mean, they always feuded good with the Von Erichs.
Yep, that was one of those legendaries. You know, you had the. When you think about legendary feuds, you got the Von Erichs and the Freebirds. Definitely has to be in there. You got your Flair and Dusty. I would say Austin and McMahon, Hogan and Piper. You know, those are the ones that just stand the test of time. No matter what, you can watch them. And again, you're talking about Austin and McMahon. McMahon wasn't a wrestler, but damn, he was good as a heel. And the fact that he couldn't take a stunner to save himself made it that much better.
Me and my brother was just watching something on Peacock. It was talking about how the Attitude Era started, and they were talking about that first stunner that McMahon took. And it had been a while since I'd seen it. When I saw it, and he just laid flat and then started twitching, I'm like, oh my god, I forgot how good that was.
Chuck, if Darby hit me with a skateboard, I'm gonna feel it. Yes. You know why?
Yes.
I'm not a pro wrestler. I'm in my 50s. I don't work out as often as I should, although I'm getting back into it the last few days now. It's a New Year's thing. We'll see how long it lasts. Last year I did good. I went 3 whole months, man. I was looking not so bad, and then I got tired and lazy. If I'm Samoa Joe with a back the size of the West Side drive-in screen at 300 pounds. Now, if Darby hit you with the edge of the skateboard, then even then you're going to feel it, but they don't do that. They hit you with the flat part. So, no is the answer. If I'm Samoa Joe, I don't feel it. If I'm me, I feel it and I don't like it. And I want it to stop. And if Darby hit me with a coffin drop, I ain't getting up. Maybe ever. But I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Samoa Joe.
It's okay.
Chuck says he's bigger than Joe. Are you trying to call the man out to a match? Because I'm just saying, we can tweak this out. Y'all make people laugh. Well, thank you, Andrew. I try to. God knows we need some. Yeah, there you go. Chuck's even laughing.
Right. And
yeah,
see,
and
we can have these.
Point, Chuck. That's another good point. I ain't using a fucking skateboard either. I want a real weapon. Give me a steel chair.
Yeah.
Give me a Spanish announce desk. Oh, we don't do those anymore. Sorry. Retro. In the house. He hit him with the wheels, but he's not hitting him, is what I'm saying. And would it hurt? Yes, again, to your point, would it hurt? It would hurt like a mother on me at 195 pounds. Joe has a lot of beef on him that can absorb. And Joe's a big, tough guy, and he takes bumps on a regular, so he's toughened up. And he's a Samoan, and not for nothing, man. They're pretty well documented. You go whoop on a Samoan, and they're going to fuck you up. And while
they put their eyes back during matches.
While I don't follow the man around enough to know his day-to-day lifestyle, I am willing to bet he eats 185 pounds a day, and that's about what Darby wishes he weighed. Hello, back retro. Oh, that's it. Snap.
Let's book it.
Oh,
Let's book it.
That. All right. As soon as I'm out of Twitter jail, I am going to send that to him. Don't be surprised he comes looking for you, Chuck. Let me know when and where, man. I'll do the live play-by-play as Jesse Ventura. Give me.
I think my favorite
weapon. You might want a bazooka.
I think my favorite weapon I used ever in a match was the Russian chains when I did a match with Ivan Koloff till he knocked me out.
Koloff and Nikita both did a good job with the chain, especially Nikita. I love when he would wrap it around his arm and then hit the sickle. It's like, that's not really doing anything, but it looked great. It was a great optic.
Oh, and like I said, it was
none of them are actually hitting anyone unless you're on WWE.
Well, that's what I was going to say was when I did that match, we brought Ivan Koloff in, and no one would do the match with him, so I said I would, and so we're doing the classic four corners. You have to hit the, and drag everybody around. Well, I mistimed his punch with the chain wrapped around his hand, and I stepped into it, clocked me right between the eyes. I went down, and he had to drag my 200-pound body around the ring to hit the four corners to finish the match.
Oh, so there you have it.
Yeah. On the plus side, though,
balls count anywhere.
Oh, I like that. What are we going to do? Bring more tractors in?
Yeah, with the scoops in the up position so you can dive off of them. Good for you, RG. Retro.
Yep. Hey, I was happy when I hit 17, so I'm cool with that. 40's great, man.
Oh, let's see. Moxley came out and got into it with Hangman Adam Page. Does anyone want to see that match? Really? I mean, Hangman, I'll say this. You do?
I like Hangman. I mean, I think they need to book him a little bit better, and that's not being put against Moxley.
I mean, I think he's probably a cool dude, and I'd love to go shopping with him because I do like some of the clothes he wears. I don't know if I could pull it off. Probably couldn't. But he's got some shirts, and I'm like, damn, that's a good-looking shirt.
It was funny. I was doing commentary for one of my shows today, and it had Moxley in it. And, of course, at the end, I was like, I think this is the first time in history that Moxley has not bled in a fucking wrestling match.
Well,
I was waiting for him to get busted.
Promo. But to your point, it's the first time he hasn't bled in a promo either.
Right.
That's not a fan of the page. I'm not either. I just, like I said, it seems like he might be a cool dude to hang with or whatever. And I would go shopping with him. But so far as wrestling goes, yeah. He ain't getting me to buy a ticket. He might be on the undercard where somebody in the upper card has me buying a ticket and he just happens to be there, but not on his own. The one thing they did do right on AEW this week on Dynamite is they had Sky Blue, which is a really good argument for having 4K television. That girl is all kinds of gorgeous.
Yep.
Not the greatest wrestler, but she's definitely getting better on a regular basis and a lot better than some of the other ones that I thought would be much better by now. What's Jungle Boy's
And that's the thing. As long as you can see improvement on them, that's all that matters. It's like when they hit a certain point and they don't keep improving, that's when you got an issue. But if you keep seeing the improvement.
Yeah, we call that peaking.
Yeah.
And not like, the peaking Tom kind of peaking. The Summit kind of peaking. But she looked good in the match, I thought. We got Bray Wyatt this week, and Uncle Howdy actually standing in the ring next to him, and a lot of people have taken still pictures of Uncle Howdy and have laid the facial over the top of Bo Dallas, and indeed the mouth and a little bit of facial hair that's exposed through the mask. Certainly seems to match up to what we already know is going to be Bo Dallas.
I don't know. I was kind of looking at it, and I thought maybe it was Vincent.
Nah, I don't think so. It's got to be. I mean, we know they brought Bo Dallas back. No secret.
Right.
Which is, again, Wrestling 101. When the Hardys came back at WrestleMania, you shuttle them in a bus. You put capes over them. Even the talent didn't know they were back.
Right.
Why the fuck do you fly a flag so blatantly that Bo Dallas is coming back as well as Bray Wyatt? Because now we know who Uncle Howdy is. There's no surprise in this. You've ruined it. How great would it have been? Probably not great because Bo wasn't that over. But at the same time, it would have at least been an, okay moment. Whereas now it's like, we know that. That mask is going to come off. We're going to see Bo. We're going to be like, no surprise. Unless that mask comes off and it's Kurt Angle somehow. I mean, there's no surprise. Muto against Nakamura. That was his,
I've yet to see that
match. That was his last match.
I don't know if it's his last match, but it's like his farewell tour he's doing, and Shinsuke went over there specifically to wrestle him.
Chuck, I totally agree. I would put Sky way over Jaden Talent.
Oh, don't get me started on fucking Jade.
No. Oh, you're fucking Jade?
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
Damn. Talk about breaking exclusives right here on The Nation.
Ugh. There ain't enough alcohol for me to do that.
You put your thing in there and it just gets grinded up, man. Pull back a stub.
Yeah, right.
Last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I am not taking that call. You can kiss my
I
ass
heard
again.
that was a really good match, so I've got to find it to watch it.
How old is Muda at this point?
Oh dear
Almost
God,
60?
he has to be.
60.
He was wrestling. Yeah, he was wrestling Flair back in the old WCW days and shit.
Well, he debuted in '86 here in Florida, Championship Wrestling.
Right.
So he was probably like 19 or 20 then. He was a young kid. Noah looks fantastic. Yeah, how about that? Noah should do more team ups with WWE with Triple H in control. I'm all for cross promotion if it works. Here's the problem: you bring the Noah guys into WWE, and no one knows who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
So it's the one way.
You'd almost have to do
WWE guys there. Everyone knows who they are.
Yeah, you'd have to do some real big promos and stuff before you brought them in, just to get people familiar with them.
And then you lose the pack, the impact of the surprise and in that.
Yeah.
What about Sasha Banks in New Japan? So, what was it, Kairi saying that had the title over there and had that little moment at the end of the match, and then Kairi botched?
Right. Yeah.
Welcome, Mercedes Monet. No, I mean, look, it wasn't much of a debut. She'll have a couple of matches. She'll be in the Rumble. She'll be back in the WWE. Again, no surprise. You want to surprise me? Have her not be in the Rumble.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a chance in hell that that's going to happen.
Yeah, because we've already got Charlotte back, so she's about the only one left to really come back.
Noah could be added to Peacock. Not without a lot of money, I guess, charged around, because they're not going to give up their library for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen Wrestle Kingdom. I don't know enough about their product to enjoy it realistically, because I'm not going to understand any of the commentary, so that doesn't help me. And I don't know the talent. There was a day where I knew some of the talent. You know, I knew about Chono, and I knew about the other Saito, and there were several names that I knew. Antonio Inoki when he was still wrestling part time. Now it's like I really don't know any. I know some of the names, but I've never watched them, and I don't watch New Japan because it's just I try, and everything about their TV product, it's just not there for me. It's very flat.
I mean, if they were going to work out a deal with WWE, maybe, you know, I could see them doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that Peacock would have an interest. Well, Peacock's looking to get stuff on their network that's going to bring them more eyes. Does Noah bring more people to Peacock? Not really.
Well, what you do is you add it to the WWE section of it, like they've done with all the other territories that they bought.
It's still going to cost you a penny. Now the thing is,
it might, but it might pay off.
Well, and now you basically that's what I was about to say. With any show, even network TV, you know, you get your Big Bang Theories and stuff like that. The reason that show ran 11 years is it was bringing money. People kept watching it. People, you know, sponsors wanted to pay to be on the program. Well, Peacock's the same. They're a business. If we add Noah, we're going to have to pay for it. We're going to have to pay this much money. Are we going to make this much money for spending that money? I don't think so. Not in the U.S. I just don't think there's an interest in it. There's a niche audience in the United States for Japanese wrestling. A bigger part of the AEW audience might be fans of New Japan versus WWE or even Impact's audience. But still in all, like if we're talking about, I don't know how many million people watched. Do we have any clue what the ratings were for last week's Raw, SmackDown, and AEW? Are they getting just over 1 million a show watching?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard any of the ratings.
I know AEW's always been fluttering around that 1.1 million number, give or take. Sometimes they drop in the hundreds of thousands. So let's just call it a mill. So if out of a million AEW watchers, you might have 200,000 fans in New Japan. Out of a million WWE watchers, you might have 1,000 New Japan fans. Is that enough to warrant spending money? Because again, you're talking about the Peacock, which is the WWE's home. So if they've only got 1,000 fans that even give a shit, I wouldn't think it's a good business move, personally.
Then again, they could always bring them in and put them in NXT, a few of them. That'd be a way for them to get noticed.
Yeah, but then you're building from the ground up. And again, you lose that shock value. The idea and bringing another promotion in is the holy shit. I mean, if all of a sudden Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks came on Monday Night Raw and beat the crap out of the Bloodline, everyone knows instantly what just happened. The place goes berserk. The roof explodes. Now, you bring the top three names of New Japan in and do the same thing, and people are going to be like, the hell, who are these guys? Come along. What's up?
J-Rock. Oh, I'm J-Rock.
Are you sending yourself shout outs? You bitch.
Yeah, I started to. It's been a long fucking day, dude.
Do tell, man. We're doing this thing at work. It's the world's largest auto auction, and when I say that, it's legit. It's like Guinness Book shit. It's
I've seen them.
Auto auction, and they've got over 4,500 cars being auctioned off, over 220 acres of property, and I'm running all that shit on the ground level, and it rains. And it just keeps raining. And wherever I go, I'm either standing in a puddle or I'm getting rained on. And I was like, I couldn't get home fast enough. And I was like, fuck this shit. If it would have been the last hour of the day, I'd been perfectly cool with it. But man, when it starts at like 10 a.m. and goes till 1 p.m., screw you.
I'm done. It's over.
Done. I ain't a duck, bitch. By the way, what do we think about MJF's version of the AEW title? That stupid pattern.
No.
Must
Tweed,
everyone,
is it, or something like that?
Yeah, that thing is Burback or whatever they call that shit.
Yeah.
The same material as his, or pattern as his scarf.
Yeah.
It's like, must everyone that wins a title bastardize it somehow or another? What's the matter? They couldn't find a spinner that had AEW on it? I've got audio on mute. Well, it's a talk show, bitch. It isn't going to work.
He must have the...
Okay.
Has the CC on.
We'll throw up the thumbs for you, buddy, since you're not listening.
Dang.
My audience and listeners that turn off the audio. Can't write this shit if you wanted to.
Only on our show.
Well, that's good.
I ain't ready for this year.
Nah. It's like I went to bed at 10:30 on New Year's Eve and everyone thought I was crazy. It's like, what the fuck am I got to celebrate, man? This year sucked. The next year's going to suck. The year after is going to suck. And we're probably going to fuck up the next election and it's going to suck there too. Can't even elect the Speaker of the House. I mean, we're so fucked right now. It's ridiculous.
I saw that today.
The last time this ever happened, and it was 1923, and now we have blown that out the door. We've now made record-breaking history. Nancy Pelosi can manage to round up every one of those fucking stray cats in her cabinet and get them to put abortion through at 9 months and 2 days. Motherfuckers. I agree. Well, it's Impact Night. If you have one of their paid services, whether it be the YouTube or the Impact Plus, it'll be going live in 10 minutes. Live meaning 30 minutes delayed behind cable, which is what I'm recording on my DVR so that I can fast forward through the commercials because I just don't like commercials. My girlfriend's very happy with the meal she made at home tonight, and even the cat has approved.
Hey, there you go.
I love her cat, and I'm not a cat person per se, even though I got one. Her cat is the coolest freaking cat. It's got the right amount of attitude, and it's got the looks to pull it off. All right. Well, I want to get ready to go watch me some Impact Wrestling. I don't know if I'll make it through the whole show tonight because I got early mornings now for 2 weeks for this from Meekum bullshit. So I'm up at like 4:30 every morning. Yay!
Ooh. Oh, you're right along with me. Nice.
I don't want to be right on with you.
Hey, I've got 4 more days and then I'm done. I'll be going back to school in February, and that's where my time's going to be spent. So,
are you going, or are you going online?
I'm going online, but I'm going full time, so it's still going to be like 30 some hours a week I'm putting in for schoolwork. So,
no, that's cool. I'm just wondering if you're actually going to like drive to a university somewhere or something.
Oh fuck no! I'm getting half cost by going online. So.
Well, that's a smart way to go.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. A lot of people, think that they get to a certain age and that's it, can't do anything. I mean, my dad, it's hard for us to have conversations nowadays because we couldn't be more polar opposite in the world that we live in. But I always give him all the credit in the world because he was a school teacher my whole life growing up. And retired, now it's probably close to 25 years ago. Hard to believe, maybe even a little more, I'm not sure. But he's been retired a long time. And he was always as my mom would point out, they've been divorced for a number of years, but she would point out, your father, he was always book smart, but stupid as shit. And in recent conversations, I tend to believe her. But he gets out of school, he retires, and then decides he's going to learn how to speak Spanish. Okay. Pretty impressive for somebody in their 60s. Then he got Spanish down, decided he's going to learn how to speak French. Fuck you. Okay, you go, boy. And decides he's going to go live in France for a year to see how good it is. Okay, he does that. Comes back, learns German. I'm just saying all this because the man's pretty smart. He builds violins from scratch. He builds the bows from scratch. But he votes Democrat. I'm sorry. I got nothing. How can you be that fucking smart and stupid at the same time? I might have said that for real. I did. I said, you're the smartest guy I know in the world. How can you be that stupid?
Sounds like the same conversations I have with my dad. So
I even asked him, I says, in the last year and a half, do you not feel any pain? What do you mean? Well, if I have to explain it, that's pretty bad too. My dad, I gotta say, my dad was a very, I think the word they say when you don't want to call somebody a cheap bastard, frugal when it came to spending money. And growing up, we grew up in a day where most houses had black and white TVs, and they were just coming out
Right.
with color TVs. So only some people had them, and we wasn't one of the some. And even when it got to the point where most people had them, we wasn't part of the most, because that cost money, and my dad wasn't going to spend that money. But then the day came where there must have been a sale of some sort, and he broke down and bought himself a color TV. Now, by this time, it was just me and him, mom and divorced and all that, and had her own place and what have you. Gets the TV, and I'm like, okay, well, we got to get cable, right? I'm not spending money on cable. The fuck's the point in having a color TV you can't watch? And he gets those rabbit ear antennas, and we're watching this snowy. Now, mind you, it's multicolor snow. And we are. So this is the guy I'm talking about. The guy who wouldn't spend the money on the cable is trying to justify to me that he doesn't feel a pinch in his wallet today. Now, he's a vegan. If you got to buy food today and you buy vegetables and that type of stuff, it doesn't hurt the same as if you try to buy a pack of hot dogs. Right. Those have gone up 100% in cost. The vegetables can't go up that much because they're a perishable product that's going to be dead in 24 to 48 hours. And if we don't sell it now, we never sell it.
Right.
So that has to stay somewhat within reason. And I tell everyone's going to be losing weight in the near future because we're going to be on the Biden diet. Can't afford food. Go to the grocery store. You'll understand. It just doesn't get it. It's the gas has gone up, and it's gone up everywhere. Yes, it has gone up everywhere. Do you know why? No, you don't fucking know why. Well, it goes up over every president. Which one did it go up 150% on? Please tell me, because I forgot. Again, book smart, but gosh dang it. Buddy sent me a check for Christmas for $500. Hey, how's it going? All right, it is time to feel the impact. Everybody, thank you for stopping by and checking out. If you guys are catching this on demand later on, drop some comments below on what you thought about any of the shit we just talked about. Make sure you're hitting that like button if you haven't already, you cheap bastards. I've been doing a lot of shorts lately because it's easy for me to bang out a few shorts and then just post one a day. But the kicker is they're getting killer views. It's like, I don't get this. I had 3 in a row. Like, the first one I put out this week got 1,200 views. The next one had 13. The next one had 14. Today's has 200. The fuck? There's no rhyme, no reason.
From what I understand, shorts get promoted differently on YouTube, so they get seen on a more wider spectrum.
Well, today's didn't get on a wider spectrum.
Yeah, but it's got 200 in a day. It takes me like 3 or 4 weeks to get that many views on a single video. So
yeah, but I've been doing this a minute though, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, my day one, I thought that was going to do better than it has. It's like, it broke 100, but I was like, 100? I thought for sure we're going to go 300s within a couple of days on that one. But again, there's no rhyme, no reason. Sometimes my old school stuff will blow up and just go straight to 800. And then I'll do another one and do 75 to 100. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to... You're a fickle bunch of people is what I'm trying to say. Very hard to figure your appetite out. And I'm not a vegetarian, so if that's what you're looking for. All right, well, with that in mind, continue to check back. We got more videos coming up every day. And Jay, got J-Rocks 73. Check out that channel for some WCW fantasy booking. In the meantime,
tomorrow I'll be putting up some the January editions of that. So, new year, new shit. Not really.
Oh, that should be your promo line right there. WCW, new year,
new year, shit. New shit. All right.
Giggity, giggity. Say goodnight, Jay.
Good night, Jay.
See y'all later from ringside. This is Vince McSham. So long.